Hey, Haley. You know, I just wanted to message you to let you know my thoughts on you. I'm glad you're finally getting married to my brother. Even though you're a little old since you're in your 30s. Well, with this and that all happening, it seems that you getting married to my brother may never have happened. I really didn't think that it would work. I'm so glad that you were able to get married to George despite us not being close. Must be such a relief for you.
Okay, Rosie, I don't know what to say to those messages you just sent me. This doesn't sound like you're blessing my marriage to George at all. How am I supposed to respond to this? This is too much for me right now. Look, I just got married later in life, and there's nothing wrong with that. Many people do nowadays. To be honest, I can't believe that you'd say something like this. Don't you think what you said is kind of horrible, considering it's not really a huge problem?
Well, in my opinion, I feel like you getting married at the age you are is a little bit embarrassing. I couldn't let that happen to myself. And that's why I knew that I had to get married really quickly, when I was still in my prime. But I guess, if you can find someone in a hurry, what are you to do?
You know what? I'm not entirely surprised about your opinion on me getting married at the age I am. Look, I've always worked hard at my job. I just happened to put my career first for a while. I just focused on what I wanted to do, and this is what happened. Marriage wasn't a priority, but then I met George. Luckily, we had talked about marriage early in our relationship, and I'm glad it all turned out the way it did, even if I'm a little bit older. We're in no rush. Besides, marriage isn't something that you necessarily have to do. Also, I think the best timing to get married is different for each couple.
I'm sure that's what you say to yourself all the time, so that you can change people's views on it. Since you focused on your job, you must have a lot of money, right? You wanted more money in your life, so that's why you put your career over marriage, yes? If you're loaded, how about that you give me some money? I'm in a bit of a pinch this month.
After the way you've been talking to me in this conversation, no. This isn't the way that someone should ask to borrow money or get a loan. Even if I let you borrow some money, you do realize that you're going to have to give it all back to me if I lend you even a cent, right? Do you understand that?
Well, Haley, it's not like I'm going to give it back, okay? But I don't have to return it right away, do I? You're not really short of money. I'm the one who's having a bit of financial trouble here, so I'm the one who needs the money. So it would be very much appreciated if I could borrow some cash.
I don't get why you're asking me when there's other things you could do to earn money. Why don't you get a part-time job or something? You're a full-time housewife, right? You're not pregnant or have any children yet, right? So that's not stopping you from working now, is it? If you don't have kids, you can continue to work. Also, to get the housework done, you and your husband can share the load. I think it would be absolutely possible to earn money that way, yeah?
What the heck are you talking about? No way would that work. Nope. Look, to be honest, I don't want to get a job or anything like that. It's just too much for me. Don't you know the full reason as to why I got married when I did? So that I didn't have to work and that I could become a full-time housewife. I'm quite different from you, aren't I?
If that's the case, then you can be that short of money if your husband is providing for you. If you're really struggling, you'll make time to work. If you've got time but you don't work, or in your case, decide not to work, then of course you're not going to get more money in your pocket. That's just how it works, right? But if you were to find somewhere to work and you work hard for a while and still don't have money, then yes, I'd help you.
I knew you were going to turn around and try to give me some kind of lecture about needing to work. You're such a stingy person. Didn't I give you permission to get married to my brother? Don't you know that I was the one that allowed the marriage to go ahead? And yet, there's no gratitude whatsoever.
You gave me permission. What on earth are you even talking about? All I needed was a blessing from my mother and father-in-law, let alone my sister-in-law.
Well, if it weren't for me, you wouldn't have gotten married. There is absolutely no benefit to us if you married my brother, so I persuaded them. Didn't you just get married? You should be thanking me for you being able to marry my brilliant brother. Otherwise, you're just a useless person.
How am I a useless person? I really don't get what you're saying right now. It wasn't because of any of you as to why I was able to marry George.
Whatever you say, Haley. Okay, I'm going to come and visit you sometime, so I just want you to treat me well as a house guest when that happens, okay? I heard that you and George live in a pretty nice apartment, and I just want to see that for myself. I'll come over and check it out.
Sure. If you really want me to entertain you, I guess I will. I understand what you want to do. Just please contact me properly in advance so that I can tell you my availability. Okay, Rosie, I'm on my way home right now, but you're still in the house, aren't you? If that's the case, I'll go and buy something to eat for dinner.
Hello there, Haley. I'm already out of the house, so you don't need to worry too much about that. That auto lock is very convenient, isn't it?
Oh, you've gone back already? I thought I asked if you wanted to come out with me, but you said that you wanted to stay at home.
Well, after all, I thought that your house was way bigger, but I guess it's not really. I've come all this way, so I thought I would take it easy.
Well, it just so happened that I was only at home in the morning. Guess I'm glad that I was able to work, but I don't get why you'd go to my house when no one is there.
Well, I don't know. But in the end, you were there, so everything's fine, right? You were at home in the morning, so you've definitely been here today.
But that's not what I'm talking about right now, Rosie. I'm so confused as to what's going on right now. Can you just please explain what you're doing?
I thought that you were more of a luxurious person. Haley, but you don't even have a branded handbag or anything. You love working so much, that's what I'm saying. Surely you've got enough money to buy high-end products like handbags, earrings, and other accessories. That's what I thought. But I was blown away that there's nothing like that here.
Wait, why are you talking about things that I might own? Are you telling me that you entered my bedroom to go and look for those sorts of things?
Of course I went to your room. You know how nosy I am. I wanted to see every single corner of every single room in the house. I wanted to hide in that bedroom so that I could have a look at everything that you own. What's wrong with that, Haley? I was invited to come over, right?
But how could you possibly do that, Rosie? Is it not common sense to not step foot into someone's bedroom in someone else's house? Don't you think you're overstepping? You're actually joking with me right now, aren't you? You're not actually telling me that you entered our bedroom without our permission, right?
Well, to be honest, you didn't say yes or no, and the door wasn't locked. It was wide open, so I just walked right on in. So, where are you hiding your handbags? In your bedroom, of course, yeah? So I went in there to check it out properly because I'm very interested to see what you have in there. I thought it wasn't possible, but I found something special. Can you possibly guess what I've got now in my hot little hands, Haley? Go on, you can guess. What do you think that I found in your bedroom?
Huh? What do you even mean by that? I don't understand what you're talking about. Not only have you entered my room, you've been digging around? How could you do something like that, Rosie? Nothing in there is any of your business. What do you think you found? Treasure? What were you looking for, Rosie?
I never thought that I would be going on a treasure hunt in your bedroom today. I was able to find the best thing. Thanks to you for letting me in. I found cruise ship tickets.
Excuse me? What did you just say that you found? You've got our cruise ship tickets? Well, since we're newlyweds, we were planning on going on a cruise. We wanted to spend some time traveling and celebrating our love for each other, so we were planning to go on a luxury cruise liner for about a month.
I should have known that you both would have planned for something like that. Well, finders keepers, losers weepers. I guess we're going on a cruise ship for a vacation.
Wait, just slow down a minute there. What do you mean we're going on a cruise? The tickets are for me and for George. Don't you get that?
You do know that it's very unfair for the both of you to go on a luxurious cruise trip for your honeymoon all by yourselves without the family, all right? I'm also a newlywed, Haley, and I think that it's only fair that you give up these tickets so that my husband and I can go on this cruise ship together.
Excuse me? Are you telling me that you're going to take the tickets for yourself? You can't just take them. That's stealing, and you don't deserve them.
Hey, don't you dare say such rude things to people. I'm your sister-in-law, and I deserve to receive a nice vacation on a big boat. You're very sweet to give them to me. Look, don't worry about the tickets, okay? My husband and I will make good use of it and have a wonderful time. Thank you for the lovely gift. We love it. Please don't get carried away with doing things like going on cruise liners. It can be overwhelming to go on. It would be better for you both to just go to a spa instead.
This can't be possibly happening right now, but I didn't put it past you to try and do something like this to me. You need to remember what you've done.
It's already too late, Haley. Hey, you're the one who left me unattended in your house, so you're the one who's truly at fault. You need to take responsibility for this. It was really just bad luck that you went to work and I was allowed to go and snoop in your bedroom. Don't hate yourself too much for being a workaholic. All you need to do for things like this to not happen again is to actually put this family before work so that you can keep an eye on what people do.
This is unbelievable. If you were really a true family member, you wouldn't do something like this to us. I am going to go to George and your parents about this.
Do as you please, Haley. Nothing is going to change what's going on. And you should have stayed at home if you didn't trust your own family member.
I left you to it because I had no idea that something like this was going to happen. I'm supposed to be able to trust you. You're not going to get away with this, Rosie.
What the heck is going on here, Haley? What are you trying to do here, huh? This ticket? You already paid for this, haven't you? Do I have to pay on the day of the boarding the cruise ship? Is that true?
Oh, well, about that, I guess you're mostly correct. But I'm not really going to answer any questions that you have because I wasn't asked if you could take the ticket in the first place. Of course I knew all the criteria when it came to purchasing the tickets, but you went ahead and stole them out of my bedroom, so naturally you don't know the system.
What the heck? How could you not have let me know about that when it came to the tickets? But it's almost about to depart. How am I supposed to pay for this?
Well, what am I supposed to do about it, Rosie? If that's what they're telling you to do, then you should pay for it in order to board the ship. Now, I'm going to say one thing. I guess the mistake you've made is that you didn't check about what you needed to do before you decided to take the tickets from us. It was very difficult to gain those tickets. Look, why don't you just pay for it yourself? If you can pay for it right now, then there should be no problem for you to board the ship and have a nice time on board.
But don't you realize how impossible it is for me to do that right now, considering I was asking you for money a few days ago? It's your ticket, so you pay for it.
But aren't you guys the ones who are wanting to board the cruise liner? So shouldn't you be the one coughing up the money towards purchasing these tickets? You need to pay for it in order to get on board and enjoy yourself. Of course you've got to give them your credit card or something to guarantee your spot. But if they've already left you and you're still on the dock moaning about not being able to pay, well, I guess that's just your reality right now. You'll just have to accept that and just go home, Rosie. I'm surprised that the staff haven't gone and thrown you and your husband out into the sea yet.
Stop messing with me. This isn't funny, you stupid cow. This isn't a time for joking around here. We've been seriously looked at like criminals. If I can't pay for it myself, then I need to find someone to pay for the tickets in my place. I don't know anyone on the ship, and I can't get in touch with any of my other relatives. Is there no one within the family that could help us right now? I'm being dead serious about this. You can make online payments, can't you?
The only people that can help you right now is us, to be honest. Wait, hold on a minute. Who do you think you are? Asking us to help you out after you stole from us? I'll say it once again, Rosie. That ticket that you've got in your hot little hands are all yours. You stole it from our bedroom, remember? We were planning to use them ourselves. And yet it was you who took it and boarded the ship without even getting our permission to do so. I hold such a huge grudge against you, so why would I help you?
Hey, don't go and say things like that to me. I had no idea of what the boarding process was. Please help. Otherwise, we won't be able to travel on the boat. If we can't pay for it in full, we'll be shoved off the boat at the next port that we dock at. Please, just do us this one favor, Haley. I'm begging you. What am I supposed to do if the staff come looking for us on the boat and we still aren't able to pay? What should we do if we get dropped off in a place we don't know?
I don't know. It's not my problem. It's your responsibility to figure that part out, Rosie. Look, we're in the middle of our honeymoon right now, so I'm going to ask you to not disturb us again, all right? Please don't contact me anymore. If you keep annoying me, I'll have no choice but to block you, okay?
What? You're going to block me just because I'm messaging you for help? What's the meaning of this? You can't just ignore someone who needs help.
Oh, you haven't noticed what's going on here? Have you ever contacted the rest of your family? You do realize that you won't be able to get in contact with anyone, right? Don't you think it's a bit odd that people are not contacting you? It's because of what you've done, okay? Have you even thought about this logically?
What the heck are you even talking about, Haley? Hold on. Does that mean... Are you saying that the rest of my family have blocked my number? So my mother, my father, my aunties have blocked me so I can't contact them without the message bouncing back on me?
I mean, I don't have a clue, but I assume yes, that's probably true. When I told them all what you did at my house, they all went into a state of shock. They all said they'll no longer help you because it would bring shame on their family for basically assisting a criminal. I really don't blame them for their decision. If I can recall, that's exactly what they said to George and I after I told them all the details of the crime you committed. I was really looking forward to that luxury cruise trip, and it's such a shame that I let you into my house and that I let this happen to us, and I feel so bad about it. But you're the one that ruined everything. How can I possibly forgive someone that I thought I could trust with something that steals my own honeymoon from me? Do you know I had to apologize on your behalf for you?
Oh my God. Is that really what's going on here? I can't believe this right now. Is that seriously why they've gone ahead and blocked me from contacting them?
If you actually remember what exactly happened, you were the one that wanted to block me in the first place, yes? Since I was trying to get my tickets back from you? It was very obvious that you guys stole our cruise tickets from us because they were on the top of my dresser in our bedroom. Did my in-laws contact you at all? I'm sure that you're denying it, but I bet that you've gotten some angry messages from them and some very frustrated voicemails from both of them. But you knew that it was getting to you too much, so you went ahead and blocked them from talking to you. Don't deny it. It wasn't them who did it. It was you. You told them to shut up as you were finally planning your trip with your husband on a big luxury boat. You wanted to be left in peace, right? I think it was you who got super angry because I snitched on you to your own parents and they were bugging you so much, so you cut contact from them.
That's not exactly true. You're twisting everything that's been happening. It wasn't all my fault that the tickets were there for the taking.
You do realize that a family meeting came out of you doing what you did to me, right? And in this particular meeting, we discussed that it was best for us to cut ties with you. You had already blocked most of us from contacting you via phone call or sending you messages, so in a matter of speaking, you lent us a hand to the next step no matter what you think. It sounds like your parents have been preparing you for a very long time. Ever since you were a child, it sounds like you've always gotten what you want. I can't believe that, and you didn't even face any consequences for it. But now they've finally seen the light when it comes to your behavior, Rosie. As a result of all their pampering until this point, it's just led to you causing trouble to other people, especially me, your own sister-in-law. They knew that there's no way they could possibly help their daughter with anything ever again, so that's it. The deal we had made is over. You've ruined your relationships, Rosie.
Okay, this is just too much. You're all taking this way too far, and I don't agree with any of this. Please, I told you this before. We're in quite a lot of trouble here, okay? I get what I've done. What I did was so wrong and regret taking those tickets from you. They weren't mine to take at all. Please, just help me out this one time.
Huh? Is this your form of an apology, Rosie? Is this some sort of joke? I can't believe how you're talking to me right now. It's so desperate. There's no way that either George or I can be satisfied with such a selfish reflection on what you've done to us. Firstly, you came into our house acting like you owned the place. Secondly, when I was at work, you took your sweet time to go through every single room in the house to see if there was anything that was worth taking. Then lastly, you entered our bedroom. Seriously, who snoops in someone's bedroom? And you took what wasn't yours, which was those cruise ship tickets. You ransacked my bedroom, didn't you? You didn't care about any of my belongings. You just went to claim something of mine so that you could turn into yours. Without any consideration for how much we were looking forward to our trip, you stole the tickets and boarded in our places. We are devastated to miss out on that experience. And yet you've got no money and you're begging for help from us even though you did us wrong. You've got some guts, that's for sure, Rosie. If the situation was switched and I was wandering around your house, I would never do that, but then I'm not a scumbag who steals from others.
Please don't say those sort of things about me. I know now that I did wrong and that I've upset you a lot. I thought that maybe you'd help me if I took these from you. Please. I'm super sorry for taking the tickets, but now I really need some help. I'm really in a pickle here and I don't want to be thrown off the boat. Please, just help us just this once and I'll pay you back once we get back to the city. Just please help me out, Haley. I'll do anything for your forgiveness and help.
Is there anything good that you've done for me that deserves my help, Rosie? Have you thought about that at all? I can't think of anything you've done that's been good. You've got no soul, right? So how can you be a good person, huh? The only thing you've done to me has only earned my hatred, okay? This is the result of your terrible behavior, so you can sort it all out yourself, Rosie. So please, let us alone to go on our spa trip. We want to enjoy our honeymoon. So right now, I'm going to stop talking to you. I'm going to get into the jacuzzi so that I can relax and maybe get a massage to relax my muscles. How about you enjoy the rest of that boat trip while you're still on the boat and not swimming with the fish or being eaten by sharks, okay? Bye-bye now.
No, please, don't stop talking to me. I really need some money to help pay for this. Don't let them throw me overboard. Please just help me, Haley. Don't ignore me. Are you not going to say something to me? We've got a problem between you and I. If you just helped me out when you were supposed to, none of this would be happening right now. But then, my brother turned around and told me that he was going to call the police if I didn't leave. Do something to help me out. What's gotten into you both?
I suppose you're currently being held captive by your own brother right now, correct? Would you just be quiet so we can end this? I'll be there very soon.
Aren't you going to listen to me? You've caused me so much trouble already, both of you have. So you need to do anything I ask of you from now on. We were abandoned in a strange harbor and thought, how the heck are we going to get back home without any money? We were completely stranded. All of that because you had some fancy cruise tickets on your dresser that were shouting at me to take them. Don't you have any idea what you've done?
Are you kidding me right now? You're the one who's the criminal in all of this. You took what wasn't yours in the first place. You've completely lost your marbles, Rosie. Taking your frustrations on other people isn't a good thing. I was never intending on giving you that ticket, but you thought it would be fun to take it away. I was planning to pay for it once we got on the boat, and I was really looking forward to that trip, and you ruined it. I'm done playing nice with you now, Rosie.
How dare you talk to me like this when I've told you so many times that I'm sorry? I need your help, and you've got to help me out because we're family. Why didn't you tell me when I took those tickets that they hadn't been paid for? Who doesn't prepay for tickets these days? This doesn't make sense.
I was planning to tell you, but you wanted to block all of us so that you were caught red-handed in stealing away my honeymoon. You've ruined all your chances of redeeming yourself. Also, why on earth would I help you now when George and I are the victim of theft? From my sister-in-law, no less. Do you know how messed up that is, Rosie?
But it's not like you were in any rush to go on a honeymoon. Besides, you're both loaded and have lots of money and chances to go on a cruise. I didn't ruin anything.
You know that if you just got off your lazy butt and went and found yourself a job to earn money so that you can go on a cruise one day with your husband, none of this would have happened. Don't turn this around on me because the tickets were sitting out for the whole world to see. They weren't. You snuck into our bedroom, wanted something that wasn't rightfully yours, and took it.
How dare you? You don't know how hard it is to be a housewife. My husband gives me hardly anything for my allowance. None of it is my own money because he makes me buy us food and other things instead.
Don't start complaining about your issues with your husband when it's got nothing to do with me. And you're avoiding what you've done right now. You really need to leave my house and my husband alone. The police are on their way. Do you really want to be arrested for what you're doing right now, which is invading private property?
Don't you dare threaten me. I was coming here for help and then my brother turned sour on me. And so I'm here to make you see that it's not just me at fault. It's both of you too.
I've had enough of you. You're going to regret ever messing with me and George. I am almost home, so you better be ready to be taken away by the cops. Apparently, the police had arrived at Haley and George's house before they got home, as Rosie was desperate to redeem herself by apologizing and also asking for financial help. She was mad about how they didn't help her with the cruise ship tickets. She tried to get out of the police's grip, but she was eventually subdued by them. Apparently, she was taken away for disturbing the peace and invading private property. She's a criminal after all, so this is nothing unusual. Rosie also had tried to go to her parents' house earlier to beg for their forgiveness, since she had given them so much strife over the years. It seems that neither their house nor Haley and George's house sustained any serious damage when she tried to get inside. After that, Haley and George were able to get their relationship back on track, and their life went back to their normal schedule. However, they made the decision to move away because they were afraid Rosie would approach them again and try and ask for money. They're hoping, with moving to a new place, that they'll never have to run into her ever again. They've deleted her contact details, and if she ever tried to contact them, the calls and messages would directly bounce back to her. They know that she's a criminal at heart, and they hope that she learns from her crimes. They're also very relieved that they no longer have to deal with her antics. The punishment she gets will be something that she deserves. Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.
Useless. You are absolutely useless. You can't even wash a freaking shirt? It came out of the wash, and it's just as dirty as it was before. Why didn't you get rid of these stains?
Stains? I didn't notice any stains. Plus, it's not like I have the time to carefully examine every square inch of every piece of clothing that goes through the wash. If there's a stain on your shirt you wanted me to take care of, you should have told me beforehand. If you just toss everything into the hamper in one balled up mess, I'm going to miss a stain every once in a while.
Are you kidding me? The laundry is your job. I have enough to think about with my schoolwork and social life, Mom. Don't make me do your job for you.
I suppose you could say it's my job to do the laundry. But if that's the case, it's your job to tell me about any stains you're concerned about. They're your clothes. Take responsibility. You're not a baby anymore, Ashley. You're just about to start high school. You can use your words like a big girl.
Shut up! But you're not in any position to be giving me orders. You don't even know how to do the frickin' laundry. God, I have no idea why Dad has put up with you for this long. You can't cook, you can't clean, you can't do anything right. What point is there in keeping you around? He should have divorced you years ago. Like, immediately after I was born. Honestly, why did he even marry a waste of space like you? Not only are you stupid, ugly, and incompetent, you're also 10 years older than him. That's, like, insane.
Yes. This conversation again. Can we skip it? I know that you resent me being so much older than your father. You don't need to remind me.
Not a chance. You clearly don't understand just how bad it is.
No, trust me. You've made yourself very clear. I don't know how you could make it any more clear than telling me to never come to any school events because you were afraid people would think I was your grandmother.
It's a disgrace that I even had to tell you that. Like, aren't you embarrassed of yourself? You're the oldest mom out of anyone else in my class by a long shot. Not that I've ever thought of you as my mom. You're just some old woman Dad keeps around for God knows what reason. So yeah, the parent-teacher conference coming up, you don't need to bother going. You're not my mom.
I am your mother, and I have done a completely respectable job of that for the last 14 years. You've never wanted anything for your entire life. It's really a shame that you've never appreciated that.
There's nothing to appreciate. Your food tastes like crap, laundry comes out smelling like a skunk, and the house is constantly filthy. Why do you think I've never had any friends over to the house? Seriously, you have no business at all calling yourself a mother. And if you don't get that, I don't know what to tell you.
Both your father and I have our own jobs, Ashley. I'm working from 9 to 5 every weekday, just like all the other hardworking people out there. I can't do all the housework by myself. But despite that, neither of you ever lift a finger to help me. If you were concerned about the state of the house, why haven't you done anything about it until now? You know where the vacuum cleaner is.
No way. I'm not doing that. That's your job.
My job is actually in an office.
I am not talking about your fake job. I am talking about your real job. Why don't you quit your job cleaning toilets at the convenience store or whatever and take care of your own family? That's what all my friends' moms do.
Well, unlike your friends' moms, I need to work to keep us afloat. Your dad makes next to no money, so without my income, we'd be homeless within a few weeks. Your friends' dads must be ambitious and hardworking men, and I'm glad for them. Your father is different, though.
Don't you dare blame your inability to manage our finances on my dad. Dad works his butt off to pick up your slack. All you do is blame everyone but yourself. You're the problem, Mom. Out of all the women in the world, why did I have to be born as your daughter? You won't even give me a proper allowance. What am I supposed to do with $80 a month? I can't buy anything with that. Thanks to you being such a stingy old maid, I'm stuck with buying cheap clothes and makeup. All the other girls in my class go to the salon like every other week with their allowance. I'd have to save up my allowance for months to be able to do that. So they all have the trendiest clothes and hairstyles while I'm stuck on the late 2000s styles. I just know all my friends are secretly laughing at me whenever I leave the room.
If that's true, I don't think they're very good friends. But regardless, you're in the 8th grade, Ashley. Why are you getting so worked up over silly things like clothes and hairstyles? Need I remind you that my allowance when I was a kid was a whopping $0.00. So yeah, I think you can make do with $80 a month. It's not like money grows on trees. Consider it an opportunity for you to learn about balancing a budget and understanding the value of money.
I understand it plenty. The new skirt I want costs $250. You only give me $80 a month, therefore I can't buy the skirt.
Then save up your money to buy it.
By the time I can buy it, it'll already be out of style. I tried going over your head and telling Dad to give me more money, but you know what he said? He said he wants to give me more, but you won't let him. Who do you think you are? That's his money, not yours.
I think I'm your mother. And it's my money, not his. So I can do with it what I please.
Liar! I know you're lying.
I know better than to try and convince you otherwise. So for argument's sake, let's say you're right. It's all your father's money, and I'm being mean and not letting you have more. If that were the case, is this really the best way to go about getting an increase in your allowance? Yelling at me and insulting me? Here's a lesson in negotiation. I have all the power here. If you want me to give you something, you need to provide something of value to me in return. There are a number of ways you can do that. You could help out with chores like vacuuming or sweeping. Or you could simply obey the rules I already set for you. I can't remember the last time you came home before your curfew.
Oh, would you just shut up already? God! My curfew? You're joking, right? Curfews are for losers. I'm not going to be the only one of my friends telling everyone else, sorry, gotta go. My mom wants me to be home by 10. And if you want me to be around the house more often, why don't you give me more fun things to do around here? I want more video games, but you haven't let me buy any since last month.
How many games could you possibly need? You already have so many.
And there it is again. Honestly, that is the reason I don't want to be around the house. You act like you have all the answers just because you're older than me. Way, way older than me. I'm sick and tired of you bossing me around.
Okay, well, I suppose we're at an impasse then. You're not getting any more money out of me, Ashley. You'll be 16 in a few years, and once you turn 16, you can get a job and make your own money. You can do whatever you want with your money, just like me. Until then, you'll have to deal with what you're given. If you would stop acting like a child, though, I may be more willing to talk about increasing your allowance.
I can't talk to you right now.
Speaking of which, how are you talking to me right now? Oh, yeah. With the phone that I bought for you? It wasn't cheap either. So you're in no position to be complaining to me while using something bought with the fruits of my labor.
I hate you. I hate you so much. All my friends get whatever they want, but I get nothing.
Your phone isn't nothing.
Shut up. Why are you even still here anyway? I thought you would understand by now that me and Dad both hate you and you are not wanted. You're not my mother, and I don't want you coming to my middle school graduation ceremony.
Here we go again. Look, Ashley, I'm tired from both work and this conversation.
I'm tired of you. I hate having an old mom. It's humiliating. If you come to the graduation ceremony tomorrow, I'm not going.
I guess you feel really strongly about this. Fine then, Ashley. Have it your way. You don't want me to go, so I won't.
Yes! Don't you dare sneak in without telling me either. If I see you in the seats, I am throwing you out myself. I'll tell everyone you're a homeless old woman who keeps stalking me. Why don't you make yourself useful for a change and finally clean the house properly? Either that or go and make some more money to spend on me. Actually, no. Don't spend it on me. Just give me the cash.
No, Ashley, I don't think I will. Tomorrow's your graduation ceremony, and I think I'll graduate too.
Huh? What do you mean graduate?
From being your mom. You're old enough to take care of yourself, so you don't need me to do your cooking or laundry anymore. In a few years, you'll even be able to get a job. If you're going to treat me like this, then I don't see any reason for me to stick around just to support you. I'm done.
That sounds great to me. Why did you think I was going to say to that? Did you think I'd get all weepy and beg you to stay? Not a chance. I want you to leave. I've wanted you to leave for as long as I can remember. You do nothing around here but cause problems for me and Dad, so you leaving will be a plus for both of us.
For your sake, I hope you're right.
I know I'm right. Don't think I don't know the truth about your job.
Why did you put quotation marks around the word job there?
You know exactly why.
I don't actually, but you're free to think whatever you'd like of me. You're none of my concern anymore. The day may come one day when you come to regret your words to me today. But when that day comes, I'm afraid it'll be already too late for you.
That day will never come, so stop worrying about me and start packing your bags.
Very well. Enjoy life with your father, Ashley. Goodbye.
Is it true, Dana? Did you really abandon your family? Justin just called me and told me. I don't understand. What happened?
Hi there, Nellie. I'm really sorry about the way everything happened. Please know that I never intended to disappear without at least saying my proper goodbyes to you. It's just that it was all so sudden. I had to move, change my name, make new bank accounts, credit cards. I've never divorced anyone before. I had no idea it was going to be this much work.
No, it's okay. You don't have to apologize to me for anything. I was just surprised, that's all. I didn't hear from you in a few months, and then all of a sudden my brother tells me he got divorced. I guess I'm confused more than anything. Ashley's just about to start high school, and this is a really important phase in her life. She needs her mother now more than she ever will again. I have a ton of questions, and I guess the biggest one is, why now? I know it might not be fair of me to judge the situation based on only hearing one side of the story, but from what I've heard, the best I can say about what you're doing is that it's incredibly irresponsible.
Can I take that to mean you're willing to at least hear my side of the story?
Of course.
Well, that's a relief. I don't know the specifics of what Justin has been telling you guys about our relationship. But let me start out by saying that I have done the very best I could to be a good mother and wife, and have done everything in my power to support this family. For the last 10 years, both Justin and Ashley have been treating me like their slave. They've made me do all the housework by myself and have never lifted a finger to help me. Meanwhile, I have to be the family's breadwinner in addition to their housekeeper. The only reason they still have that house is because I was paying the mortgage. Justin has never had a respectable job. He spends most of his time spending my money. In spite of that, they've never even given me so much as a simple thank you. Quite the contrary, they do nothing but mock and ridicule me. No shirt is ever clean enough, no food is ever good enough, no amount of money is ever sufficient. Now they're telling me they hate me and want me to leave. So I'm giving them their wish and leaving. That's all.
No. They've been treating you that way for 10 years? And you say they're telling you they hate you? Does that mean you get the feeling they hate you, or...
No, I mean they, in no uncertain terms, tell me they hate me all the time. Especially Ashley. I know it may be hard to believe, but I can send you screenshots of our recent text conversations. The content is pretty shocking, though.
That's insane. Oh, this is so much to take in. So, you're the breadwinner, not Justin? That's not what he's been telling me.
let me take a wild stab in the dark. He's been telling you that he works hard every day of the week to provide for the family, and I'm the one wasting his money. I'll bet he even told you that he's the one doing all the chores. Do I have that right?
Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah, I figured as much. I'll bet you're not the only one he's lying to either. He told me a few months ago that you hate my guts and I should never talk to you again.
What? He did? Of course not. Sure, all I've ever heard about you was negative, but I just thought he needed someone to vent to. And like I said, all I got was half of the story. I have never hated you, Dana.
It's really nice to hear you say that, Nellie.
I don't get it, though. Why would he do that? Why tell you I hate you?
If I had to guess, I'd say it's because he didn't want me revealing the truth to you.
Good grief, I feel like an idiot. I didn't think it was quite as bad as he made it out to be, but he actually had me believing that you were somewhat of a slacker on housework.
Yeah, that lie is so ridiculous that it's hard to get mad about it. It's comical, really. Despite never working, I don't think he's ever even washed a single plate in all of our marriage. I doubt he even knows how to use the vacuum cleaner.
Wow. I'm so sorry you had to go through all of that. It must have been so hard. What about Ashley, though? Was he at least involved in her life?
Kinda, but not really. At least whenever I was home, he barely even said a single word to her unless it was to insult me. I worked, did the housework, and took care of Ashley nearly entirely by myself. The only time he ever took care of her was when I left to go to work. But even then, that was only until he got to your mom's place. Then he just dumped Ashley with her and went off doing his own thing.
Wait, you mean he wasn't really working? I was there a few times when he used to drop Ashley off. He always said he was going to work and would come to pick her up when he was done. What was he doing all that time?
Drinking, mostly. And wasting my money in myriads of other ways. No matter how much money I gave him, he would always go through it in a few days at most. Then, when he ran out, he would get mad at me for not giving him enough. He would yell at me, call me stingy, and a slew of other foul things. And sometimes, he would do more than yell.
Oh my God, no. Don't tell me he was physically violent with you.
Sometimes.
Oh, you poor, poor thing, Dana. Why have you put up with this for so long?
Honestly, it was for Ashley. I always told myself that I needed to hold out until she graduated from high school. Even if she treated me horribly, she's still my daughter. But now, though, she's telling me she doesn't want me to be her mother and never saw me as her mother. So I decided to move my plan to leave up a few years. In a way, I'm grateful for the way she spoke to me. If not for that, I would have had to put up with another 4 years of living with them.
Mom, please come back. I can't do this anymore. Dad lied to me.
I'm sorry, who are you? I think you may have the wrong number.
What are you talking about? You know who I am. I'm your daughter, Ashley.
Daughter? Sorry, not ringing any bells. I don't have a daughter.
Knock off the act, will you? I get your point. You're mad about what I said to you, right? Well, I take it all back. I need your help, Mom. There's no one else I can turn to. You want me to apologize? I'll do it. I'm sorry, Mom. I'm sorry for saying all those horrible things about you.
I hate to interrupt your Grammy award-winning performance, but you're wasting your time. I am finally free of you in your dad's clutches. For 10 years, I've been putting up with a living hell every day inside that house, and I don't have to put up with it anymore. I'm never coming back. I'm enjoying my life without you more than I ever did with you.
Don't talk like that, Mom. I didn't know the truth about Dad, but I do now.
Congratulations. That doesn't change anything. If you want help dealing with him, you'll have to look elsewhere.
I've tried everything else, though, even Aunt Nellie.
I'm curious, what did she tell you?
She told me that she won't help me. She said I'll have to take care of myself. So, you get it, Mom. You're the only person I have left.
Would you stop calling me your mom? You have never called me that before in your life, and it's too late to start now. I am not going to be the mother of an ungrateful daughter or the wife of an ungrateful husband.
Please, I am begging you. I had no idea that Dad didn't actually have a real job. You weren't taking his money. He was taking yours. Everything he ever told me was lies.
Yeah, stupid lies. And you believed every single one. If you're trying to use that as an excuse for your behavior, though, it's not going to work.
Can you really blame me for not knowing, though? I was a child. I mean, I am a child. I thought Dad was a hard worker and that you were just a lazy old woman. Whenever he dropped me off at Grandma's, he would tell me he would come back after work.
And the truth was, he was nothing but a drunk and compulsive gambler who was using money from my paycheck to finance his habits. When your grandmother first talked to me about you being at her place nearly every day, I was shocked. I had no idea that was going on.
Wait a minute. That's where he was going?
I didn't know at first either. I first had to confront him about why he was leaving you with Grandma. He told me he was working, which I didn't believe at all. So I took the day off one day and followed him, and he made a pit stop at the bar on his way to the casino.
Is that why he's got all that debt now?
Wow, now that I didn't know about. I really dodged a bullet leaving him when I did. Incredible. He spent all of his own money and my money, but that wasn't enough.
I thought you said he didn't work, though.
Well, he never had a steady job, but he would do odd jobs for cash from time to time. I never saw a penny of that money. He kept it all. That is, until he inevitably spent it on booze or some other stupid thing.
He asked you for money and went gambling and drinking with it? He's a jerk.
Didn't you wonder why he always told you to ask me about increasing your allowance? He didn't have any money to give you.
He told me it's because you controlled all our finances.
That is kind of true, actually. But it's just because I was the family's only source of income and didn't give him any more than absolutely necessary.
But I don't get it. Why did Dad lie to me so much?
It all started around 10 years ago when he cheated on me with a younger woman.
What? Dad cheated on you?
I thought I shouldn't tell you until you were older. It would have been too much for a young girl like you to handle. But now I have no reason to hold back anything anymore. He cheated on me, but I decided to forgive him and not divorce him. You were 4 years old. I thought you needed your father.
You did it for me?
Weird, huh? A mother caring for her daughter. Imagine that. But even though he was the one who cheated on me and I forgave him when I didn't have to, he still blamed me for everything. He told me it was my fault that he cheated.
You're kidding.
I wish I were. He said that I wasn't putting enough effort into my appearance, so it was only natural he'd go looking for a more attractive woman.
What the? You're telling me my dad's a run-of-the-mill scumbag? Why'd you marry him in the first place?
If I had known he was that kind of man to betray his wife like that, I definitely wouldn't have. Maybe I was flattered by having a younger man give me so much attention. But in any case, I sincerely regret marrying him. It's entirely my fault. I terribly misjudged his character. But he's not my problem anymore. And neither are you.
Wow, Mom. I had no idea what a bad guy Dad was. But I can see him for what he is now. I'm sorry for treating you so bad all these years. Now that the truth is out in the open, we can finally start to repair our relationship.
Excuse me?
I'm gonna live with you from now on. I don't need to stick around with some loser like Dad just because I share some of his DNA. We can start from scratch, go back to being a mother and daughter again. So please come by the house and pick me up as soon as possible.
You know, you really are just like your father. You say whatever you want to say, then change your tune when it's convenient for you. Sorry, Ashley, but I won't be fooled by either of you ever again.
But Dad fooled me. It's all his fault.
You're not going to lay this all on him. Sure, he was a bad father and lied to you. But any decent person would have known that your behavior was out of line. You also could have easily figured out your dad was lying to you by talking to me. That's what your Aunt Nellie did.
Mom, please. I need you to take care of me.
I need to take care of myself for the first time in 10 years. You can do the same. Goodbye, Ashley. Ashley kept trying to contact me after that, so I blocked her number. I learned my lesson. Nothing good will come from dealing with them. It's time for me to cut ties with my old life and start building up my own future. I still chat with Nellie from time to time, though. She told me that Justin and Ashley spent the next 2 years taking on more and more debt until no one would lend to them anymore. She moved out of the house as soon as she turned 16, dropped out of school, and started working. I hope she learns a valuable life lesson out of all of this about the value of money and the importance of kindness to those close to you. I hope she does, anyway. I wouldn't count on it, though.
Hey, Paige, I've got something exciting for you to do for me. Since you're pregnant and starting to get fat, I think this is the perfect time to get a bit of experience under your belt before the baby arrives. So, as you know, I've got 5 children in my family, and I'm sure you know that it's a lot of work to handle all those little angels. Your baby is about to be born soon. You'll be able to live a bright and fun life once you have that bundle of joy in your arms. I'm sure you're already dreaming of that, but in reality, it's not that sweet. In my opinion, I think that you should be given a little bit of experience with looking after a child before yours is born. What do you think about that, huh?
Hello there, Harper. It's been quite a while since I last heard from you. I'm surprised that you actually got in touch with me. Do you really think that I don't know how difficult it is to take care of children? I think you might be mistaken. But yes, I do think it's good to be well prepared for it as you possibly can. At the moment, I'm currently doing some research and reading some books on childcare so that I'm not too overwhelmed once the baby arrives. Raising children is a lot from the sounds of it in these books and online. I don't know enough about child rearing, so I'm very worried that I'm not going to be a good mom.
Oh, really? Is that so? No, I'm sure that you'll be a natural at it, Paige. Why do you think that I turned around and said that you should get some practice in?
Wait a minute, just go back to that about practicing before the baby comes. What do you exactly mean by that, Harper? You're not saying what I think you're saying, are you?
Well, I'll be truly honest with you. I'm thinking about going on a trip next month. I'm getting really sick and tired of raising all these children on my own. I'm getting so tired of dealing with really noisy children every day. It's driving me insane, if I'm being honest. I'm also planning on going by myself on this trip because, by God, I need it. So I thought the best idea for me would be to leave my 5 children with you since I need a break and you need to practice on looking after children since you're nervous about your own. So during that time, please take care of my 5 children. Please and thank you. I really would appreciate it so much if you would do it. Thank you, Paige. You're a lifesaver.
Whoa. Just hold on a minute there, Harper. I've not made any decisions about this. Are you insane? Have you actually seriously lost the plot? A whole month? You can't be serious, Harper. Do you expect me to take care of all 5 kids for a month? What are you thinking? That's an impossible task for someone to do. I hardly know your children, and I also think it's a reckless idea to leave such young children with basically a stranger and leave them behind on such a trip.
And you've yet to become a mother, so of course you hardly know what I'm talking about after struggling with when it comes to looking after 5 children until you have to do it yourself. I get that you've never had experience, but I'm drowning here. They have been crazy to look after, and I just need a break, okay? What's so wrong with that?
As a mother, I can hardly look after myself when I have to put all of them before myself. I'm barely able to eat and they won't stop screaming. If you just leave the room for a few minutes, it gets dirty so quickly and it becomes a mess. It's so exhausting to have to clean up after them every day. It is so stressful. If anything is impossible, it's doing all that for 5 children. You'll never know that feeling until it happens to you, and I think you need to practice before you do it. Just let me go away for a month so I can relax and reset my batteries. It's not a big deal to go away that long, so just let me, okay? Well, I do understand what you're saying and feel, but you saying all this to me just feels like it's going to be too much trouble. This is way out of my league. I see what you're trying to say. After all, I was the one who decided to raise 5 children on my own, isn't it? Or something along those lines, right? You're telling me that it's my own responsibility, right? How is that fair when my own husband wanted this many kids? He's hardly here, and I'm on my own doing this. I'm really sick of this kind of talk from people. Without people like me, the population will decrease, yes? I'd rather that people would be grateful and that people like me get preferential treatment. No, I don't think that this is all your own fault. Of course there are families with many children, and I think those sorts of families are a treasure to our country. Parents raising a lot of children must have it so tough every day, and they must go through so many hard times. I believe that we all have a right to rest. Everyone needs a break, but this is too much. Have you even considered other options? Do you think it's okay to just hand over your children to more or less strangers? I knew that you were going to be like this. You don't understand that I want my own time, and I want that time to relax by myself. Why is everyone so against me doing this? Maybe because it's such a long time, and I don't know how well your children will handle you being away that long. Have you talked to your parents about it? So here's the thing. I told my parents what I wanted to do, and they just scolded me so much for it. They said that if I'm the one who's had these children, then I need to raise them myself. They said don't even think about letting go of your kids and throwing them onto someone else for a month to take a break. We did it, so can you, Harper. Like, what a cruel thing to say to a mother. Being an old person and not having to worry so much about their responsibilities anymore must be nice, right? Is that what they actually said to you? I really can't hear them saying something like that, though, Harper. From my perspective, it seems they care very much about their grandchildren. You probably see it that way since you're not really part of the matter, okay? My husband is away on business, and I am doing everything by myself. It is so hard, Paige. Why is my husband working alone like he did when he was single? It's like I don't exist. I'm the one who's looking after the little snots 24 hours a day. As a full-time mother, I get no days off at any time of the year, and it's so exhausting. I also don't get paid for it either, which is so unfair. I just need a break, Paige. Well, I think that's a very reasonable opinion to have, but you can't just say those things when I'm sure there's people who care about the kids. If you still need help, ask your parents. Please ask them instead of me, okay? I'm due to give birth to my child next month, so to be honest, it could be born at any time between now and then. Because of my situation, it's going to be impossible for me to look after 5 children for over a month. My conditions are just so uncertain right now. I don't get why that should matter, though, Paige. I did it just fine. By the time I had my 5th child, I had 4 kids running around. Before and after all of them, I was taking care of them and haven't stopped. If I can do all of that, you can look after 5 of my children in your last month of pregnancy, right? You're capable of way more than you think you are. But you were just saying how difficult it all was for you, right? This is my first child that I'm having here, okay? There's a big difference between my own child and other people's children. I think that what you're trying to do to me right now isn't fair either. I don't think it's right to try to force your children onto other people, Harper. Even if you say those things, I feel like you're the only person that I can rely on right now. So, could you please just do this for me? Thank you. That would be great. Okay, I gotta get back to raising these kids because they are going crazy right now. Thank you again for doing this. I owe you 1 page. No, I can't do this, Harper. It's going to be impossible to look after them here. I really can't do something as important as looking after all the kids. Don't rely on me. Okay, I thought I better message you to let you know that just before I went on my trip, I left the children in your garden so that you didn't have to come and pick them up from my house.
This trip is going to be so great. I can't wait to be able to relax and have some time to myself. They were so cute, having a lot of fun in your garden, so I'm sure you'll enjoy their company. Harper, what have you seriously done? What on earth are you talking about? Oh my God, are you saying that your kids are in my garden? Is this true? Isn't that what I just said, silly? I said I left them in your garden so that I could leave on my trip. Isn't this great? I'm already boarding the plane, so no turning back now. How could you be so irresponsible, Harper? Didn't I talk any sense into you last night about not doing that to your kids? Why are you being so selfish right now? I'm being dead serious. You can't just go and do something like this without my okay. You really need to get back here immediately, Harper. I'm sorry, but I've already got my tickets and my luggage has already been put on the plane, and I told you that I needed a break. It was urgent. It's too late. Goodbye now. I clearly told you that it's impossible for me to do this. I'm very troubled by what you're doing here. I am literally in labor right now. I don't have time for this. Hey, are you even listening to me? I just said that my water just broke and I'm about to go into labor. Come back right now and take your kids away. I am in a lot of pain and the kids are just causing a lot of trouble for me. I can't deal with this anymore. I'm just going to have to take matters into my own hands if you won't. What on earth's going on over there? I just got a call from the police. What did you do? You left my children in your garden? Apparently there was a report of mistreatment? Like I told you before, you started to ignore me and got on your stupid plane. I went into labor and I had no idea what to do once my water broke. I had no time for your kids. Are you telling me that you neglected my kids by leaving them in the garden until nighttime? It would have been fine if you let them inside, yes? Harper, did you even consider what would have happened to your kids if you left them outside? I've gone back to my hometown to give birth to my child. I was due to give birth today, and obviously the baby wanted to arrive today, and my husband came with me to my hometown so that we could have some peace and quiet. Right now I'm spending some quality time with my family, and we're trying to be happy for what's happened today, and you are ruining it. Don't disturb me. Excuse me? What did you just say to me? Did you seriously go back to that crappy town you're from to give birth? Why on earth would you plan that? But since you had all that planned to have your baby out of the city, my kids remain sitting outside in your garden because no one's at home. That's right, no one's at home right now. So yes, you left your children outside in my garden all alone like the neglectful mother that you are. I also told my neighbors that I'd be away from home, so please take care of the house and the surrounding areas. I'm sure you saw them walking around. Must have been the neighbors that reported the kids being in the garden then. They probably thought it was strange that there were kids they don't know in my garden. Of course, I don't blame them for calling the authorities since it's an odd situation to deal with, especially when the kids have been out there all night long. How dare you mess with me like this? You were trying to sabotage my time to go and relax by myself, weren't you? How dare you and your husband neglect my own kids? I was wanting to have a great time traveling, and I was so excited to get out of the city without the kids. What have you done to me? I'm going to sue you for neglect. How dare you threaten me like that? I wasn't here, and you sprung this on me with no warning. I was risking my life giving birth to my child, you stupid woman. Don't relate what's happening to me to your stupid carefree trip that you're on. I am going through a lot here, and I told you that this was going to be impossible for me. How dare you call me a stupid woman, you evil little cow? I told you that I needed a break, and my parents weren't willing to help me. You physically neglected my children today. If anyone has done that, it's been you, since you're the one who left them in my garden without letting me or my husband know about it. Don't turn this on me. No matter what you try to do, this is going to be all your fault. I'm glad that the police are doing something about it. I hope they hurry up and question your parenting skills.
Hey, Paige, how's everything going? I just wanted to message you since I heard that you'd given birth in your hometown. I hope you're resting after your labor.
Oh, Henry, hello. I hope everything's okay with you. Yes, I'm back home at the moment. I'm beyond relieved that my baby was born happy and healthy.
Oh, really? The baby's fine? Oh, that's really great to hear. I'm so glad. So, of course, you know that my wife left our children unattended in your garden yesterday? I got a call from the police and my wife, and they tried to explain the situation to me. I'm really sorry for what happened to you when you were going through such a difficult time. I feel so bad, and I feel responsible for my wife being an absolute idiot and leaving my children with you. The next time I see you, I'll apologize 20 times over.
Oh, so you heard about what happened after all. I can't really say much about this since I wasn't at home, but please don't worry about this too much. Did you have any idea about this, Henry?
I had absolutely no idea what my wife was planning on doing. She didn't say a word about it to me. This whole business that my wife is going on a trip is insane. And to think that she planned to stay away on a vacation somewhere for more than a month is beyond my mind. I honestly couldn't believe what I was hearing.
You're kidding me, right? You had no idea what she was doing either? So it seems like you and I were thrown into the same situation by her then. I was wondering why she was so hasty in her decisions. She was getting desperate and needed a break, but I wondered if she talked to you about it.
No, I haven't heard about this break that she needed or anything else about it at all. I think she didn't tell me because she wanted to hide it from me. It seems like she didn't even consult my parents about it either. I think that she wanted to push all her jobs onto you, Paige, which makes no sense in your condition.
Hold on a minute. What did you just say? I don't get it. Why did she try to hide it? Did she say something to you about me who should be looking after the children and the parents wouldn't?
No, I don't think it's anything like that at all. In fact, I heard from my parents that she didn't even talk to them about this at all and didn't understand what I was talking about. They told me that they understand that it's super difficult to look after 5 children at once while Henry's working and to rely on them. That's what I heard from them.
Whoa, hold on. That makes no sense. Considering she was saying that they wouldn't help her, why was she trying to hide that? Is she worried about hurting her pride or something?
No, I don't think it's that, but what I do know, I think my wife has lost the plot, to be honest. Like, to begin with, leaving your kids with someone else for over a month is a bit of a stretch. It's kind of a strange thing to do, especially when you're hiding so much from everyone. The police are gonna ask for more details soon, too. Anyway, I'm truly sorry about what's happened over the past couple of days, Paige. I've dragged you into this, and it's not great, considering you just gave birth. I'll make sure to make this up to you in the future, but in the meantime, look after yourself and take care of that bundle of joy. I'm really sorry again, Paige.
Well, to be honest, that's true. She's lost it. No, you're fine. Thank you for contacting me today, Henry. I already know how tough this is for you already. Let's try our best to settle things for now, and I hope that things get fixed and that something like this doesn't happen ever again to your kids.
What the heck have you done to me, Paige? You know that this was all your fault, right? Henry is divorcing me out of the blue. What am I supposed to do?
Huh? I'm so confused as to what you mean. How is this all my fault, Harper? Huh? Oh yes, I heard from your husband that he's divorcing you. What I don't get is why you're messaging me right now, shouting at me when I'm the innocent one here. What's any of your business got to do with me?
It's all your fault because you decided to up and leave your house and give birth in your hometown. Who the heck does that anyway? You were supposed to be at home, so I don't get why you weren't.
Are you serious right now? It's not my responsibility to keep you updated on my pregnancy, Harper. I'm not the one who needed help. You did. And instead of asking like a normal person, you just decided to ditch your kids and disappear.
I didn't ditch them. I knew they'd be safe with you. But I wasn't there. Did you even knock? Did you check to see if I was home? I left them at your door. I figured you'd come back soon. I didn't think it would be a big deal. I needed a break, okay? I needed to get away, and I thought I could count on you.
No, Harper, you wanted to escape your responsibilities, and you thought I'd be the easy way out. You thought you could just dump them on me without even asking, and then what? You're mad at me for that?
It's not like that. You don't understand what it's been like with Henry. He's been so distant, so cold. I needed time to think, to figure things out. I just needed a break from everything, from him, from the kids, from life. I thought you'd help me like a friend should.
Help you? How was I supposed to help you when I wasn't even there? I didn't even know your kids were sitting outside my home for hours until my neighbor called me, worried sick. Harper, do you even realize how dangerous that was?
It wasn't dangerous. They were fine. I knew they'd be okay.
No, they weren't fine. Your youngest was crying, scared because they didn't know what was going on. Your older one was trying to be brave, but she was just as confused. And I wasn't even there to explain anything to them. Harper, they didn't deserve that.
You are blowing this way out of proportion. I left them with you because I knew they'd be safe.
Except I wasn't there, and now you're blaming me for your marriage falling apart?
You made it worse. If you'd just been there, if you hadn't told Henry, none of this would have happened. He didn't have to know.
I didn't tell Henry. My neighbor did. She saw what happened and called him because she couldn't get a hold of me. And you know what? Maybe it's good he knows. Maybe he deserves to know what kind of mother just abandons her children like that.
I didn't abandon them. Don't make me sound like I'm some kind of monster. I needed a break, Paige. You don't know what it's like because your life is perfect, isn't it? You've got your happy little family, everything in order. You wouldn't understand what it's like to be suffocated by your own life, by your own kids.
My life isn't perfect, Harper. Do you think having a newborn is easy? Do you think I don't feel overwhelmed sometimes? But I don't just run away when things get hard. I don't dump my responsibilities on someone else and take off without a word.
Well, aren't you just so noble, always doing the right thing, always the responsible one? I didn't have that luxury, okay? I couldn't just deal with it anymore.
You had options, Harper. You could have asked for help properly. You could have called me, talked to Henry, done anything but what you did. But instead, you left your kids like they were some burden you couldn't wait to get rid of. And then you ran away. And now you're mad at me because Henry's leaving you? That's not on me. That's on you.
You're supposed to be my sister-in-law. You're supposed to support me.
I was your friend. I've supported you through so much, but this is too far. You can't just use people like that, Harper. Friendship isn't about dumping your problems on someone else and expecting them to clean up your mess. It's about being there for each other, yes, but not like this.
So what, you're saying this is all my fault? That I deserve to lose my family over this?
I'm saying you made choices, and those choices have consequences. You decided to leave your kids on my doorstep. You decided to disappear for days without telling anyone. And now you're dealing with the fallout of those decisions.
But I was just trying to clear my head. You don't get it. Henry doesn't get it. He never listens. He just shuts me out, and I couldn't take it anymore. I needed space.
I get that, Harper. I really do. But there are better ways to get space than abandoning your children. You could have talked to Henry, gone to therapy, something, but you didn't. You ran away, and now Henry knows and he's reacting to what you did. You can't put that on me.
You could have at least defended me, explained that I needed a break.
Defended you? How was I supposed to defend you when I don't agree with what you did? I'm not going to lie to Henry or anyone else just to make you feel better about something that was clearly wrong. And honestly, I'm surprised you even think I should.
I thought you'd have my back. I thought you'd understand.
I understand that you're struggling, Harper, but I don't understand how you thought abandoning your kids would fix that. And now you're dealing with the consequences of your actions, and you want to blame me for it.
Henry's going to take the kids, you know. He's going to make me look like the bad guy in court, and I'll lose them. All because you didn't do one simple thing for me.
You think this is about one simple thing, Harper? This isn't about me not watching your kids. This is about you leaving them without any warning, without any care for who knows how long. This is about you running away from your life instead of facing it. That's why Henry is divorcing you, not because of me.
You're just like him, judging me, acting like you're so much better.
No, I'm not better than you. I've made plenty of mistakes, but I don't try to shift the blame onto someone else when I mess up. I own it, and maybe that's something you need to do too.
I didn't mess up. I needed time, and you weren't there when I needed you.
You didn't need me, Harper. You needed to face the fact that your life was falling apart, and instead of dealing with it, you ran. And now you're paying the price. That's not on me. That's on you.
I thought you'd understand. I thought you'd help me.
I might have helped you if you'd asked, but you didn't. You took the choice away from me. You made me the bad guy in a situation I didn't even know I was part of.
So what? You're just done with me? Is that it?
I don't know, Harper. I don't know if I can trust you after this. You put me in an impossible situation, and now you're blaming me for something you caused. That's not friendship. That's not even close.
You're really going to turn your back on me now?
I'm not turning my back on you. I'm just not going to take responsibility for your choices. You have to own up to this, Harper. You can't keep blaming everyone else for what's happening in your life. I'm saying that people care about you, Harper, but that doesn't mean they can fix your life. We can only be there to support you, but you're the one who has to take control of your own mess. I can't do that for you, and neither can Henry.
Henry never even gave me a chance to explain. He found out, and now all he wants is to take the kids away from me. How is that fair?
What would you even say to him, Harper? That you needed a vacation from your family? That you couldn't be bothered to ask for help the right way? How would you explain leaving your kids without knowing who would take care of them?
I don't know, okay? I thought if I could get some distance, I'd figure it out. I'd come back and things would be better.
Running away doesn't make things better. It just makes them worse when you have to face the consequences. You took off and didn't think about what that would do to your kids, to Henry, to anyone but yourself. And now instead of owning it, you're trying to blame me.
I don't need a lecture, Paige. I need a friend. I thought you, of all people, would get that.
What you need is to face reality, Harper. You've made choices, and now you're dealing with what comes next. I was your sister-in-law. I've been there for you more times than I can count, but I won't let you dump this on me.
So what now? I lose everything? My kids, my marriage? What else?
Well, that's up to you. You can keep pretending like everyone else is to blame, or you can start trying to fix what you broke. But until you're honest about what you did and about why you did it, nothing is going to change.
It's not that easy. I can't just fix everything by saying sorry.
No, you can't. It's going to take a lot more than that. But you need to start somewhere. Maybe it's with Henry, maybe it's with your kids. But blaming me or anyone else is only going to push people further away.
You really think I can fix this? After everything?
I don't know, Harper. I really don't think so. I'm not sure where you go from here, but I do know that if you keep trying to make everyone else responsible for your choices, then yeah, you're going to lose everything. You have to be willing to do the work to make things right, and it won't be easy, but it's the only way forward. Either way, this really doesn't even concern me at this point, and you should really be talking to your own husband about these kinds of things. Or at least you can talk to him while he still is your husband, that is. Have a nice life, Harper.
Wait, no, you can't abandon me like this. Please, I'm begging you. This is all your fault. You have to help me out of this. You did this to me, and now you need to get me out of this mess.
I really did try and convince Harper that there might have been a chance if she could only face up to her mistakes and admit that what she did was wrong. But instead, she insisted on blaming me and even tried to go and tell my brother that all of this was my fault. And she might have even gotten away with it too, but apparently Henry began looking into what else Harper had been doing behind his back, and he found out that she was cheating on him. Well, that really was the last straw. He hired a divorce lawyer and sued her for infidelity. After that, he made sure to get custody of the kids, and that was the last that my brother ever saw of his horrible wife.
Thank you for watching. If you liked this video, please give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe to see more content like this.